going on, I would like to bring the conversation around MiCA and banking and all these kind of things. But let's start with the basics. If I remember right, RBI had an earlier blockchain initiative, which was a coin. It was RBI coin, uh, something like that. So would this stablecoin is somehow has roots in this project, or what did you learn from it, and how can it help RBI to step onto the MiCA universe with all the other kind of use cases that we are seeing now that you're
Yeah.
experimenting with?
So we started piloting RBI coin, which was a stable coin back in 2021. Back then we had this idea, let's not just talk about things, but let's actually test them. And that's why we piloted or issued in the pilot environment this stable coin. And what we did there, we compared it to, let's say, current cross-border payment flows. So, for example, our colleagues here in RBI head office were transferring money to another network bank, once with stablecoins, one using traditional rails, and then we kind of compared these two. And the second use case that we did there is also we tokenized some fund shares and we settled them using the RBI coin, and we proved this that this can be settled instantaneously.
And was it a coin which was backed, or it was just an immediate exchange on both sides? So was it something that had a real value because it was backed with something, or it was just an exchange value?
No, it was backed one-to-one with euro.
One-to-one.
It was euro denominated, but again, it was issued in a pilot environment, so it wasn't issued in a production environment.
Okay.
The second thing that we did there, actually, we issued another stablecoin, again, in a testing environment. We called it Raiffeisen Euro Stablecoin token. And this one was a more internal token that we use more for educational purposes. So we saw that there is still a lot of education that needs to be done. And we said, why not do it with people actually using things? So we issued this token, and we gave our employees here in Raiffeisen head office crypto wallet where they could put these tokens or transfer these tokens, and they could use these tokens in the canteen to buy food there and to spend them there. Some also called it Schnitzel token because you could also buy Schnitzel with it. But
that's great.
the most important thing was the educational part. So to give people something to play with, to start learning the blockchain concepts. And what we learned actually from these two pilot cases is on one side, from tech perspective, it's not rocket science to issue a stablecoin. So definitely, I'm not saying it's easy, but on the other side, it's also not something that cannot be done, let's say. On the other side, we realized even back then that we need regulation for that. So back then, MiCA was just in discussions. We knew that it's coming. So we knew that we have to wait for a couple of years to actually make this to put this in a production run. And thirdly, what we also realized is if we issue our own stablecoin and every bank decides to issue their own stablecoin, the market will be very fragmented. So we, for example, would maybe not accept another bank stablecoin, and the same goes for them. So the market would be fragmented, and that's why we also decided to take a different approach, to take this joint approach together with the consortium of other banks, and to issue one stablecoin that we can use together. So to set some kind of market standard, and to ensure that every bank is also able or is actually accepting this stablecoin.